Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting. Thank you so much for joining me today and welcome to the Stamp Around UK video hop. We do this once a month, a group of UK Stampin' Up demos. We do a video hop once a month on the first day of the month. And today, for this month, our theme is black and gold. And as you can see, I have made my black and gold Christmas card here. And I'm going to show you how I made it. So we're going to start off with and when I can find what I've done with it. Oh, there we go. There it is. Right, I've got a half sheet of A4 cardstock, so I've just cut it in half that way. And then I've scored at 10.5 centimetres that way. And I'm just going to fold that over and bring in my bone folder, which I've just put away because I've just tidied my desk up ready to do this video, like so. And then I've got a piece of patterned paper, so this lovely black spotty paper, which is from the Pattern Party pack, which is a host pack, so it's in the annual catalogue, page 170 something from memory, and you need to have an order of £170 to qualify for this, and then you can get it for free. Basically, you'll get £17 in Stampin' Rewards and you'll get this pack of paper free, which is absolutely wonderful. Now I know £170 is a lot of money to spend on crafting goodies, although we'd all like to, but maybe you've got friends you could get together. The pack is huge. I think it's 48 sheets, so if you got together with 4 friends, you'd not have to spend nearly as much, and you could each have a quarter share of the pack, and it would be, you'd still get 12 sheets of paper, which is like a normal DSP pack. So that would be one way round it. There we go. And that's going onto my card blank. And I'm just going to put that to one side while we do the rest of the decoration. So we need Merry cut out in gold. This is of course cut out with the playful alphabet dies. They're alphabet and numbers. Absolutely brilliant. I love them. I use them all the time. Would be an absolute must-have for me if it was if I was starting out again. And I've already die cut. You can see how easily they fell out of the gold. This is our gold foil, by the way, and how easily they fell out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of black cardstock. You've got a bit now. Let me fish out another piece of black cardstock. And I am going to use a piece of post-it tape. Now I'm not sure if this is still available. When I last looked it wasn't, but I've got a feeling that maybe it is again now. So I'm just going to put that there because this is going to be my line to line them up really carefully because I don't want them to be wonky. So, and I'm going to take my Tombow, which I have resting in this little pot with a bit of damp cotton wool. That's still quite damp, and it means that the glue is always ready to come out at the end here, always facing down, so it's always ready. So I'm going to start with an R so that it goes in the middle here. Put a little bit of Tombow. There we go. Actually, that's looking a bit watery, so I'm just going to start again. Make sure I've got a flow of glue rather than water there from the sponge. That is the downside of having a moist sponge, but actually I don't mind it. There we go. And then we're just going to smooth that out and do this really carefully because I don't want to get gluey marks on my black cardstock because that is not a good look. So there we go. My R is going down there like so. Another R here. Oops. That's better. Let's see, this is quite an old Tombow actually, and I think it's getting quite thick and sticky, so might need to trade up to a new one quite soon. There we go. So just place that, and you can use your piece. So you could use a piece of washi tape to do that, any low tack tape. I bought a couple of these post-it tape reels before they were unavailable. I haven't looked recently though. They're one of these things that, you know, might be unavailable and then all of a sudden they start making them again. They're very useful for me for crafts, so I'd be very sad if they stopped making them altogether. I find them really useful for doing things like this when you want to line things up and keep them straight. And then we've got the M, which is of course the biggest letter that we need here. They are all various sizes, these letters, depending on the letter itself. And then we just need to put the Y in at the end there. There we go. Are you all having a good day? I hope so. This should be going out on Wednesday, the 1st of December. You all opened your advent calendars today. I was just saying to a friend today, I seem to be caught in the middle at the moment. As some of you will know, my mum has dementia and is in a care home, but I always buy her an advent calendar. So I've got that ready to take. I'll be actually on when this goes out, I will actually have been visiting her that day. And then I buy all my 3 children and sometimes their partners as well. Nobody buys me one. I don't know where I've missed out here. I'm buying it for my mum, I'm buying it for my children, but somehow I've been missed out in between. I shall have to nudge my husband, I think, to see if there's any left in the shops. Right, okay, I'm going to trim this off roughly. Leave it for the moment to dry. So I'm just going to trim off so I can use this other piece of cardstock to do the embossing that we need to do. So I need to emboss. I don't know whether you can see, but this is actually printed and stamped onto a piece of cardstock that I've then cut out and mounted on there, just because I was afraid that it wouldn't be perfect, and also because I need to cut that stamp apart because it says Merry Christmas and I just need the Christmas. And then I've used the 2 littlest holly leaves, these ones from the Merriest Moment. So I'm going to mount that up on a I can't get it off. On a tiny block. It only needs to be on an A block. Like so. And then I'm going to mount up the Christmas, the Merry Christmas. And as you know, I've taken it from here. I've cut my stamp apart so it just says Merry Christmas. I love that Merry Christmas. And so I've got that stamp apart, but this time I only need Christmas. So I need even less of it. But I'm not going to cut it apart to get that. I'm going to cut it once I've stamped it. There we go. Oh, doesn't want to stick. So I've used it such a lot recently, this stamp, so I might need just to have a quick wash, get any bits of grime off it. Right, okay, so we're on this piece. We're going to stamp 2 holly leaves and Christmas. So I'm just going to get my embossing buddy over this piece of card, just in case it's got any sticky fingers or anything on it. There we go. I'm going to do 2 holly leaves. And we're going to do Christmas. Now, I might catch a bit of the merry, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to cut this out when we're done. There we go. Can't really see that on the black. Don't know if the light is catching it. But as soon as I put the gold on, you can see, yeah? And then as soon as I heat it, you will see it even more. So I'm just going to bring my heat gun in. Just waiting for it to heat up a little bit before I focus it on the embossing so that it doesn't blow the powder away. Melts it instead of blowing it. Just beginning to turn. Look at that. Look how lovely that looks. So magical. There, all done. And then we just need to bring in, so I'm just going to cut this off. I'm leaving it a bit long because I'm going to want to trim it down in a minute, and I'll do that in a sec. But meanwhile, we've got these 2 holly leaves that we are going to I'm going to use, where have I put them? Oh, there it is. I need the littlest die from this set. So here it is, this littlest die. And then position that on here. Like so. A little bit of washi tape to hold that in place. And whiz it through. Where's the other plate? There it is. It's really damaged, this plate. Still working perfectly, but it is really cracked. Oops. There we go. So that's one through. And then we're just going to do the same. So there's one of my holly leaves. And then we're just going to do the same with the other one. And you might have noticed that I've cheated a little bit. Although our theme is black and gold, I have put a tiny little bit of red on mine because I just wanted something to just lift it just slightly. The black and gold was a bit very heavy, and I just thought the red berries just did lift it a little bit. So I'm hoping I'm getting away with that. There we go. There. That's my 2 holly leaves done. And then, don't need that anymore. And then we're just going to take our Christmas and our trimmer. And we're going to trim this. Try and make sure it's straight. That's why I left a bit of card on there, so that I've got enough room to manoeuvre this. There we go. I need to trim off that bit of Merry that we got creeping in there. And then back this way. And then I think I can just trim that last little bit off with my scissors. Right, and now, oh, just the last thing that I need to do is to take some gems, some rhinestones, which aren't in the drawer. Where have I put them? Here they are, in the wrong drawer. So they're the large rhinestones that I'm using. And I'm using my dark Cherry Cobbler Blends pen to colour in 3 of these lovely red berries, lovely rich red there. Right, so now we can start trying to put all this together. So I'll bring my card blank back out that we did at the beginning. That's all now glued down nicely. And then we've got our Merry, which we are now going to trim down. Oh, I was going to give you some measurements actually. Now, what have I done with my bit of paper that I did all the measurements on? Right, okay. Let me give you the measurements while I think of it. This is an A6 size. So this is just under 15 by 10.5 centimetres. Or let me do it in inches. I've done everything else in inches, but not that one. It's 5, nearly 6 by, or 5 3/4 by 4 1/8. Then the piece of paper here is 5.5 inches by 3 3/4, or 14 by 9.5 centimetres. This panel is 4.5 centimetres by 2, no, 4.25 inches by 2, or 10.25 centimetres by 5 centimetres. And this one is 3 3/4 inches by 1.5 inches, or 9.25 centimetres by 4. Hope you got all that. You can keep replaying that bit of the video to get it. I might try and put those measurements on my blog if I remember when I'm writing it up. Right, okay, so we're now going to trim down the Merry. So this is the bit that needs to be 4 centimetres by 9.25. So what we're going to do, we're going to trim a little bit off there, and I just do this by eye really. So there we go, and this is meant to be 4, so if I do it to 4, where's it going to come? A little too far up I think, so I'm going to do it there. Right, so that's fairly central, isn't it? But it needs to be a little bit less, so I'm going to trim a little bit off there. And then a little bit. This is just a bit hit and miss. You can measure it, of course, and it'll be much more foolproof. So you don't need to do it how I do it. This is just where it works for me. Right, there we go. So we've done it down to 4, and now we're going to do it to 9 1/4. So I'm going to trim it to here first. Of course, you can measure your Mary, find the centre, and then measure 9 1/4. That would work too. So let's do it to there. Trim a little bit more off here. I'm just going to check it is 9 1/4 here actually, because it seems quite, well, it's 9 1/2 actually. Okay, we'll do it to 9 1/2. Where would that take us? Let's do that. Would be much easier to measure it, to be honest. I'm just too lazy. There. I'm hoping that's going to look all right. That's fine. There we go. And then we need a piece of gold, which I've forgotten to get out. So I just need to grab a piece of gold. Hope I've got a bit in here. Otherwise I'm going to have searching in my... No, there we go. Otherwise I keep my spare gold sheet somewhere else because I don't have room in my drawer. And this is going to measure 5 by 10 1/4. And this one, because I'm not measuring it around the Mary, is fine. So 5 by 10 1/4. Actually, I'm going to do it 10 1/2, just because I did the other one at 9 1/2, didn't I? I think that might work better. That's fine. That's absolutely perfect. There we go. Right, let's have a bit of a clear up before we carry on. Get rid of some of these scraps. There we go. Right, okay. So I'm going to use tear and tape to mount my Mary onto my gold foil, just because that will give a better adhesion than wet glue, because wet glue needs something to be a little bit porous, and of course the foil isn't porous. So ideal tear and tape, because you can just tear it, you don't need to cut it, so you can work with it quite quickly. There we go. I'm hoping I can get the backing off that. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't work so well. There we go. And again. There we go. And just mount that on there, trying to keep all the borders the same distance, same size. And then that is going on our card blank like that. So again, I go back to my Tombow. Oh, it doesn't want to work. What's the matter with it? Oh, it's got blocked. Let's see if the other end will work. Oh no, that doesn't want to work either. Right, I tell you what, I'm going to resort to my fine tip glue dispenser, as they don't want to work. I had a feeling that Tombow was getting blocked when I was using it earlier. Just need to have a bit of a sort out of that then. Right, so using my fine tip glue, it's still got Tombow in it, but it's just a really fine, and I use this a lot for quilling when I do my quilled cards. There we go. That's going there. Again, trying to make sure that all the borders all the way around, you make sure you've got it nice and centrally. And then we're going to take our 2 holly leaves. Oh no, we're going to do our Christmas first. Let's do our little Christmas first. A little bit of glue on the back there. Like so. And that just glues down at the bottom here. And actually you can't really tell that that was on a separate piece of card when you do that, so that's fine. And then I'm going to take my black dimensionals, because I don't want any white coming through to intrude here. So just taking my black dimensionals and popping one on the back of each of these holly leaves, and they just fit. There are smaller ones in the pack as well, so you get both sizes in the pack. And I seem to have been doing quite a lot of black recently, so I've been using them quite a bit. And it will just prevent, when someone glances at the card at an angle, prevent them catching that little glimpse of white, which might just spoil it a bit. There we go. Pop them there. And then back to my gems. One is going on top of the holly leaves. And then these two are going to nestle slightly behind. Not very much, just a little bit, just to make a nice little cluster. And there we have it. My gold and black and gold Christmas cards. Already another 2 to add to my collection to send. I hope you've enjoyed watching my video today, and I do hope you'll pop round and see all the others. The links are all below in the description bar here, so you can just go below and click on each link and it will take you to the video. I know we'd all love it if you could leave a comment as well if you like our projects. That would be really great. And we'll be back next month on the 1st of January. Can you believe it? It'll all be over then. All Christmas will be over, and we'll be doing some lovely new crafting with spring things, I guess. So thanks very much for watching today. Have a nice time hopping around the rest of the links, and I will see you soon. Thanks very much. Bye bye.